Hi, Sally.
Hi, Tunde. How are you?
I'm good. Where is that at your back? Can see a
Where?
white man at your back.
Oh, it's our office. I'm in the office.
Oh, really? Where is he?
Yeah, it's in 26. You should come have a tour one of these days.
Oh, yeah, now. Just pick the date and then we'll make it a deal.
No problem. How are you today?
All right. I'm good, and you?
Fine, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
just
I'm really
wait
excited to be
for,
here.
yeah, I am. Let's just wait for 2, 3 more minutes so we can
Oh,
welcome everyone. Um,
all right, then that's fine.
all right. Let's
Okay,
get
so
more
before
people
then,
to join.
what have you been up to?
Been creating as always. That's
That's
my
nice.
strength, creating things and all that. So that's what I've been doing. Tolulope, welcome. Madam Shifao, welcome. All your families are live with you. Come on.
They are number one MVP. They are the number one fans. Yeah, MVPs.
Everybody is live. Like they want to see you deliver this.
Yeah, so
I
yes,
hope
the
you
awareness
slept.
starts with the family.
Or you were all awake because of this platform. How was it
Not
for you? How was
really.
preparation for you?
I did a little bit of research. Then I have chat with some friends to hear their thoughts
Okay.
on the topic, and it was really nice. And it was
Mm,
also nice to hear their thoughts and have different, what's it called, point of views. So I'm really
perspective.
excited
Yeah.
for this conversation today.
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
so unique about this topic. There
Mm.
was a time we added students from different schools across the world, Canada, Nigeria, um, Russia, US, just like that. So on this particular topic, and we realized that mental health crisis is universal, one,
It is,
but
yeah.
yet the root cause or the root causes are way different from
Mm-hmm.
different countries.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
realized
different
that
causes.
in
Yeah.
Canada, for example, they have access to mental health services 24
Mm-hmm.
hours,
Yeah.
and yet there are still more mental health crises
Mm.
in
Even the
when
UK
you
as well
compare
have
it.
lots of mental health services as well, and it's still high
Exactly.
there.
So
Mm.
do you understand that? So the same thing is happening here in Nigeria. We don't
Mm-hmm.
even embrace the reality. But I understand that the problem with mental health is global.
Yeah, it
But
is.
according to World Health Organization, a lot of countries of the world, 43% of countries of the world have really embraced mental health policies. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
big issue, really big issue. I love the fact that everyone is joining in. Welcome, Bastella. Welcome, Mimi Ozigis. Welcome, Clement. And here with us, welcome to SOBCA Online. Today's Instagram live chat is with someone very special to us who is brilliant, radiant, and exceptional. Yeah, Coach Sam is
Ah,
here.
hi,
Yeah, our
coach.
president, Coach Sam Obafemi, is live with us. A lot of flowers for you, Sally. Just pick them, click them, plug them, plug them, plug them, plug them.
I'm blushing.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Belo, to Subca Online. So the topic before us is something very, very, very relevant. Potential
Okay.
mental health crisis facing young adults and the way forward. I
Mm,
understand that this topic is vast and relative in the sense that,
mm,
like we mentioned before now, every country, every individual face different issues at a particular
yeah.
period of time. So I love the fact that we didn't stop at saying mental health crisis facing young adults, but the way forward. What
Yeah,
is the way
that's, yeah.
forward? What are we
What's the,
supposed to do differently? Do you understand? So Coach
mm.
Sam said, hi darling, Sally, hashtag Sally. Hey, see you
Hi, my
hashtag.
darling baby. Hi. Aw.
So let's get to meet you, Sally. Who is Sally?
Wow, 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 wow.
Rent experiment.
My name is Sally Hart, but most people call me Sally, and I'm a public health practitioner. I have a BSc in Natural and Environmental Sciences, in which I focused on
Interesting.
environmental health, and I'm also a master's in public health. And I've been opportune to work with the Nottingham City Council in UK, as well as the World Health Organization headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. So mental health
God,
has been. I say that with lots of pride. I'm very happy for the achievement, especially
Yes,
the
you
World Health
deserve it.
Organization. It was amazing. It was different. So yeah, that's it basically for me. And I'm really excited to be here to hear what everyone has to say and also share.
Interesting. Are you here? Are you with me? Okay, great.
It's lagging a bit.
So yeah, I think okay, it's perfect now. Welcome everyone once again to SOBCA Online Instagram live chat. So Sally, before we dive into the topic, I would like to tell people the rules. Please feel free to interrupt this session, ask questions. Your contributions are very relevant as well. So Sally, please tell us about your platform a bit, mental health, and I've forgotten something, MHW. Just tell us about
Wow, I'm
it.
actually offended that you don't know the name of the organization, but then I'll have a conversation after this live chat with you. So as you all know, we run an organized NGO, which is Mental Health and Wellness Initiative. And our main purpose is to create awareness on mental health because it's very neglected here in Nigeria. And it's just recently that people are beginning to, show interest, and it's beginning to sink in little, even though we still have lots of work to do. But then it's progress that, okay, people are beginning to come out little by little. And so our main purpose is simple: to safeguard human sanity. It's not based on charity, it's not based on empathy. It's because we believe that every human being deserves to have a sound mental health. It is our human rights. And we at MHWI are trying our best to help in any way we can to help people achieve that. Simple.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much. So let's go straight to the topic: potential mental health crisis facing young adults. So over to you, Sally. Let's hear your thoughts on this topic before we start asking you questions.
Okay. Please, so this is going to be an interactive session. I'm not going to do all the talking. We're going to hear people's thoughts before I talk and go offline and all. So before we go into the topic, I think it's important that we understand what mental health is and what the crisis is as well. So when we look at the WHO definition, which states that it's a state of well-being, and it has 4 key elements in the definition. One is realizing your own abilities. That is, know what you can do, what you cannot do, your limitations, your capacity. Basically, identifying that is very important. Second one is being able to cope with normal stresses of life. Life is not bed of roses. We all know that we have ups and downs. So it's very important to have a coping mechanism to deal with normal stresses of life. Then thirdly is to be able to work productively. That is getting things done and at the right time. And fourthly is contributing to the society. Yeah. So basically, mental health is about how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about people, and how we are able to cope with the demands of life. It's as simple as that. And when you come to the mental health crisis is a situation when a person's actions and feelings can lead to them hurting themselves or others, and they lose their function. They can't function well in the community. So when people run into mental health crisis, I think it's safe to say they lose some or all the 4 elements that make you mentally stable. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And when it comes to mental health crisis as well, there are triggers to it. Life stress, financial stress, academic stress, family stress, everything. Just living here in Nigeria on its own is a trigger for mental health crisis. So like it's something.
Oh no. I won't let you continue, please. I guess we'll end this live show already.
I take my words back. I said that not in a bad way though, because I feel.
Although you said it's a trigger, not the cause.
Yeah, it's a trigger because we are stressed here in Nigeria. Honestly speaking, we are stressed from one thing or the other.
But you don't look stressed at all. You don't look
That's
stressed.
because I've learned to understand my mental health. So I'm like, I'm mindful, and I practice a lot of yoga and all of that. So it's really helpful for me so far. So I don't look it, but I have a coping mechanism. That's just the secret. Yes. So, and the thing with mental health crisis is that it shows in different ways. And unfortunately, there is no particular indicator that you can say, oh, this person is going through mental health problem, or this person is attempting to commit suicide. The only thing we can do is look out for signs. And for you to be able to look out for those signs, you have to be mentally aware to know that.
Very true. Very true.
So mental health is very important, and it's very delicate, and we can never overemphasize it. So yeah.
True.
And after some research, speaking with some friends and all of that, I think although mental health crisis can happen to anybody, and young adult can experience any of the mental health crisis, whether it's depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, stress disorder, any of it, we are susceptible to any of that. But looking at our focus and Nigeria, I think it's safe to say Nigeria, young adults, the main mental health crisis, I'm able to narrow them into 4. One is substance abuse. Because it's a lot. So I'm just, and the thing is, statistics are not there, so it's not really helping out. That's another area we need to work on, but that's by the way. So when you look at young adults in Nigeria, substance abuse disorder is a major issue. Depression, stress, and the worst of all is suicidal thoughts and attempts. So do you know that Nigeria accounts for 15%, 15% of Nigerian young adults engage in substance abuse, and that is about 14.3 million young adults in Nigeria.
Wow.
The statistics is very high. Wow. It is very high, and it's between the age of 25 to 39. So substance abuse is a very big problem, and I don't think it's underreported because we don't really have much data. So the ones that is reported is showing that we have 14.3 million young adults on substance abuse. Wow. So I believe that's like the number one what's it called, mental health crisis that we young adults are facing. But then when trying to look at the causes, what prompted people to start using, it can be as little as trying to engage in risky behaviors, peer pressure. And at times the cause for drug abuse, the causes are endless. You can't really say this is the particular cause because everybody have a different story, how they started, where, with who. It's all different. I don't think people have the same story that, I started this. I think it's totally different. And speaking to few people, and I've been told that unemployment is a cause. It's one of the causes why people engage in illicit drugs, because they are home and then probably they can't cope with the stress of not being employed and all of that, and they go back and rely on drugs. And also people, when it comes to issue of self-esteem, abuse, rape, violence, a lot of people use drug to try and distract themselves from the reality, which is not the best way to go about it. And some people say they focus more when they are on drugs, when they are high. I don't know how true that is. So there are lots of different reasons that people do drugs. And one statistic shows that in West, Central, and North Africa, we account for 87% of pharmaceutical opium use globally.
Yeah.
Only us, 87% globally. So the statistics on drug abuse, and especially on young adults, it's crazy. So I would like to hear our thoughts. I don't know if you're having any comments or questions and all that, and our thoughts on what is the way forward for what is it called, for drug abuse. Do you think that when people are more mentally aware, they can cope with normal stresses of life? Will that stop them from relying or going to drug abuse as a coping mechanism? Because drug abuse, it's used as a coping mechanism for those that can't handle the normal stresses of life. Yeah. And all. Then another thing I found that it's very it's a problem for our young adults like us is depression. And depression, as we know, is feelings of when you feel low, and you have bad mood, and things you find interesting doesn't interest you again. You become distant with people. There is a lot of secrecy and unusual behavior that goes around. And when it comes to depression as well, it is underdiagnosed in Nigeria, and people don't actually feel comfortable coming out to be like, oh, I'm depressed, this is this, because the society will stigmatize them. So stigma again is another is a major problem when it comes to mental health. They are being stigmatized. And also I feel because we don't have much services, mental health services available, so it makes it more difficult for people that even want to come out and talk and open up. Yeah, it makes it even more difficult for them, because at times you just want someone to listen to you unjudgmentally and help you proper solutions and that, but not getting the right person to do that is another problem. And for the third one is stress. When it comes to stress, that coming back to my points, being in Nigeria is stressful. Being in Nigeria is very stressful on its own. So when you talk of stress, that's where we have the post-traumatic stress disorder, the adjustment stress disorder, and people have PSTD, especially from rape, when they lose loved ones, when they have like life crises, that they keep on reliving the experience, having episodes, they're filled with anger, and also some of them have thoughts of suicide as well. So and lately the trends on people on the rape and all that's been going on social media, you see when people comment like, oh, why are they just coming out, when they have comments about the way they handle the situation. I'm like, they don't understand that post-traumatic stress is a real thing, and people cope with it in different ways. So just because they keep reliving the episode, they have anger, they blame them. Some of them blame themselves for the situation, even if it's completely not their fault. They blame themselves for it, and they have that anger in them that it's a different feeling that I myself I can't comprehend. So it's very difficult for them to come out immediately and say, oh, this is what happened to me, I was being abused by this. It takes a lot of courage for someone to come out and talk, knowing that the society will stigmatize you, and it should be another stress on its own for you. So I feel lots of youths are going through lots of stress now. And when you talk of unemployment, a friend of mine was telling me that it's very stressful because of the unemployment rate, you see graduates taking jobs that are below their qualification, or not even what they really wanted, just because they have to make end need and make basic needs, and then when they do the jobs, they are being treated like slaves. They are not respected because, of course, it's not a job that he or she wanted to do in the first place, and it's below their own qualifications and all of that. So all of that alone is enough for someone to run into crisis. And
powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
And the
I don't want it to. I don't want to go to your next point yet. It's like you have it stored. That was given it to us.
I've been having lots of conversation with different people, and it has just been refreshing and eye-opening for me personally. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, this and that.
This is actually revealing the fact that you are even able to communicate with us with a lot of data. Makes a lot of sense to me, so that we can know exactly what we are dealing with and the way forward. So someone asked a question which I want us to attend to. Clement, thank you for this contribution and question. He says, despite the awareness on the dangers of substance abuse, there's still an increasing number of young adults going into it. What could be the cause why they still do drugs?
That's why I said for causes of drug abuse, I don't think there's this, you can't say this is the cause of drug abuse. You can't say that. The environment is a factor as well. So I feel awareness, there's not enough awareness, honestly. I don't think there's enough awareness, especially in rural areas. There's not enough awareness. We need to do more awareness to tell them. And we need to, when we do awareness, we don't need to just focus on the young adults. We need to capture them young, like give awareness to secondary schools when they are young, so that they know this is it. Because you go into drugs because you go into drug. Okay, you try the first time. Okay, because you want to try something risky and just satisfy it or tick a checklist on your book. Okay, but then if you actually know the effects of substance abuse from the onset, before you do that, you would think twice. You would think twice, definitely. So I don't think there's enough awareness on drug abuse. I don't know, especially in rural areas.
Powerful. This is what I think, honestly. There is a lot of awareness on the subject, but not on the way forward and the effects. When it comes to the topic, say no to depression, definitely. You know, we are so quick to advocacy in this part of the world. Say no to rape, say no to depression, say no to this. But literally, if you have a good conversation with someone, they don't know the way forward. And that is one issue I've had personally with a lot of people. Because sometimes you are wondering, okay, what is the way forward? And that is what I want young adults
Wow. Okay.
Are you still here?
Yeah, you went off for a bit.
Yeah, sorry about that, please. A call came in. Yeah, so you mentioned the fact that some of your friends, they mentioned the reason why they feel about a particular thing or in a particular way. So this is what I would suggest, and I would like to hear your opinion, and every other folks listening to us, I would like to get your opinion. Beyond the why we have a good motive of reaching out, let us teach more about the subject beyond the topic. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you are telling, say no to rape, say no to rape. So when you say no to rape,
I'm struggling to get the point because it keeps breaking.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So are you here now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what we are saying is beyond we saying say no to rape, say no to stigmatization, say no to this, let us pay more attention to interventions. So when we tell people say no to rape, let us educate them on the know-how. What are they supposed to do? Do you understand? For example, when someone is raped, what should you do from the onset? The need for the forensic examination, the need for you to go and report the case to the police. They need to do all those things. We need to make it more public. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
Yeah,
for example,
can you hear me?
you spoke about depression the other time. Depression notes on the social media can actually increase the number as well. Do you understand that? So the more you say, or you publish a suicidal note on your Instagram, Facebook, you can actually increase the appetite of someone who is contemplating depression at that moment. So we need to re-educate ourselves to relearn how we pass the message across. That is what, thank you, Oyin Tiladun. That is very, very true. We actually need to take a step further. A good example is the Black Lives Matter that we have. Yeah?
It keeps breaking.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
The network should be nice, please.
So look at the Americans, the Black Lives Matter campaign. Beyond putting out cards out there, they are taking steps. And that is what I want us to do for everyone listening right now. It's time for us to take practical steps and approach. So rather than just saying, say no to rape, say no to this, say no to that, what can we do differently? There's a need to re-educate the male child. There's a need to re-educate the female child. So we need to pass out that message just like we do. So that is what I think we can do with our influence individually and collectively.
Yeah, and the government as well. Everybody plays a role in it. Everybody.
Yeah. Fortunately, you know, we cannot wait for our government to do things.
Definitely. But they do have a role to play.
They do have a role, really, but I want to believe that you can be powerful than your country if you are able to build capacity, because some individuals are way powerful than their country, whether we like it or not. So let's go back to Clement. Clement says, what could be the cause why they still do drugs? Probably someone is just joining us today or right now, and then I would like you to tell them the root cause once again.
The root cause of drug abuse?
Yes, maybe for different folks, like you mentioned, unemployment for some folks, some
unemployment is there, and all of that. And some people take drugs because of low self-esteem, because apparently it makes them feel more confident, and it gives them a different feeling as well. And another cause could be it's something that can get you tempted to start doing drugs, and also environment as well. If you live in an environment where you see people holding cigarettes, holding alcohol, you see, because things like that are linked. And also people go into drug abuse because of relationship issues. Okay, when you break up with someone that you've been with for a very long while, and you don't know how to cope with it, it's a whole different reality for you, and the only way you think you can cope is engaging in substance use. And also societal pressure. Pressure is, I think I've mentioned that as well. For the causes of drug abuse, I maintain that stand. There is no one cause for drug abuse. Everybody has different reasons and different causes. Some is just a way to get away from the wall and just be in a whole different place entirely. So I hope that answers lack of confidence as well. Yeah, peer pressure, family
very
sometimes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Clement,
some see it as a coping mechanism. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Clement said there is need for more incessant and consistent public health intervention on the subject of the effect of substance, especially now. Okay, yes, you mentioned that already, right?
I think I did, yeah.
Yes, you did. Madam Osio said, I think we need to work more on awareness because some kids going into drugs might not really know the negative
The
adverse
negative,
effects.
yeah.
Very true. Very
You
true.
just,
Very
okay, it's
true.
the trend. It makes you feel cool. If you
Yeah.
do this, if you do take this drug, it's the big boys things or big girls things. So yeah, the kids needs to know that there's no pride in doing drugs. There's no pride, and
True.
yeah,
True.
yeah.
Unfortunately, those they watch on the media, the so-called influencers on the media, that is the reason why
Yeah,
the next,
yeah.
the next, the next.
I think what he's trying to say is, okay, he's back.
Influencers can help influence or reduce the statistics
I
of
didn't get the
mental health
point,
crisis.
sorry.
Are you here?
Yeah, I didn't get. Can you hear me?
Okay, I think it's perfect now.
So you were
Can you hear
saying?
me?
Yeah, I
So
can
we
hear
were
you.
talking about the media. So I was saying that
Yeah.
by next week, Sunday, 4 p.m., we'll be bringing in someone who would also address this same issue. It's into the media space. So it will be sharing more light on how influencers can help reduce the statistic of mental health crisis. Because the truth is, when you check MTV base, when you check different media,
It's
all we
everywhere.
see, all we see is just the promotion of drugs, all manner of things really. And of recent,
Even
I
when we
saw,
watch movies and all, it's everywhere.
I saw a new trend on WHO about the need to, I think they call it fight tobacco or something like that. There has been a trend on
It's been trending.
expose tobacco. Yeah, so they've been doing a lot of things like that. So the media, like you mentioned, have a role to play as well. Awesome. So
Because
please
when you see
proceed.
I was just
Please.
going to add, like when you see people abusing drugs everywhere, after a while, at first you probably be, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong. But after a while, if you're not what's it called? If you don't have a good orientation, you start seeing it, oh, it's not that bad, it's normal. And from there, you see yourself engaging in it. So it's the process is there's a process to it as well. And yeah. So where are we? So thinking of way forward, everybody plays a role in mental health. Mental health, there's no switch button that when someone runs into crisis that you're just going to turn off and everything goes fine. So we don't have that. So we need to have that's why our enlightening and awareness on mental health, we cannot overdo it. So we need to know, okay, so everybody's responsibility. I broke it down into 4 or 5, I think. So the first one, we have personal responsibility. And the community has a responsibility, has a role to play. The government has a role to play, even though we won't depend on that. The private sectors have role to play. And NGOs have role to play. Everyone have a role to play when it comes to mental health. Because for personal responsibility, I think it is very important that we, first of all, understand our own mental health. It is very important. We need to understand that. Because if we don't understand that, we can't render help to other people. We need to understand ours first. And to do that, we need to be able to do that. We need to know more, learn, be curious about mental health, learn more about it, develop coping mechanism. And as Molab always says, she's pro-self. If you need to be pro-self to maintain your mental sanity, that is enough. Just you maintaining your own mental health is enough for you alone. And if then you're confident enough that, oh yes, I am mentally sound, I am capable, I know this and this, and you then want to render your help to people, then that's perfectly fine. So there's need for us to learn on our own personally, because nobody will take care of your mental health better than yourself. Nobody understands yourself better than you. So it's it's the first thing is you first, and you have to research, have to know where you need to know where to get mental health support from. Like if I need to see a gynecologist, I know where to go. If I need to see a dietitian, I know where to go and when to go and all of that. So I think it's very important for us to also know where to get this mental health support from, and it is more important to know when we need it.
Okay, can you tell us that? Where and the when?
Like, where and when. So where okay, so let me ask our audience questions. So if you I won't do all the talking. So if, for instance,
I like that. It's interactive.
If you feel you need a mental health support, a professional support, or you need to talk to someone, or just express something that you're going through or something, where do you go? Write it down there. I won't tell you the answer now. Write it down.
Type it.
Yeah. Yes. Because we have we have lots of people that are actually on the mental health advocacy now, so which is very interesting. I'm tempted to start mentioning them because I'm not seeing comments from anyone.
They will.
So because we have, so I'll hold on to that. You can remind me for that. And when I say when, when is that? Okay, you've been dealing with something, you're like, oh, it's fine, till it becomes severe. It gets to a state that you yourself have no control over yourself, your body, your brain, everything. It starts to work against you, and sadly, even the community, the society, they work against you as well when you're in that state. It's true, because there is stigma. It's true. So that's why I say it's important to know when. So before it gets to that point, I think it's important to see a professional. I'm seeing some, but therapists are everywhere. SOBCA office #1. Okay, mommy, this one you're not part of it too, because you know the answer. I was expecting her to mention us, but she didn't mention us.
Oh my God.
We are literally in front here, like, oh, so your mom will write us, so we are part of the people who can come to talk to. Even if we can, we'll try our best, and if it's something that is beyond our capacity, we'll refer to the appropriate person. And
someone said therapists are everywhere.
Are everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, why that is true? Okay.
Do you know how to get in contact with them? Do you have one on your speed dial? Or because they're everywhere, you think they're everywhere, so when you actually need their help, you have to start looking for it, and having a what's it called, a whole process again, getting in contact with one. I feel we should have someone. We should, even if we when we God, I'm losing my train of thought. I think it's very important, even before we have a problem, identify one that you think you can work with, and just have that person on the side. The person knows you, you know the person. So that when you run into a crisis, you don't go and start looking for and start asking where to. You already have one, and with that, it's easier for you to do.
Let me ask you that. Are you? Can I?
I'm listening.
Should I put it? Okay, that is the reason why building relationships are very, very important. Building relationship outside your own niche is very, very important. I think I have friends across various niche, and that will really help. Someone said, hold on, please. I feel the reason why people don't seek help is because of stigma and the Nigerian culture. Psychiatrists.
The thing about stigma, I know the community and all the stigmatized, but the good thing about mental health professionals is that they are always willing and ready to help, because they are aware, they have what's it called, a broad knowledge of mental health, so they will never stigmatize you. If you need to talk to a professional, then that's fine. Definitely no stigma, no judgment. It's a safe place that you can always go to. It is when you yourself, you feel okay, you sound enough, and then you can face the community, even if you are being stigmatized. You know that, oh, I have coping mechanism. If I'm being rejected, if I'm being, what's it called, insulted, anything, you know that, yes, you are ready for then you can now come to the society. But then I feel mental health professionals, all the ones I've met, they've been all so lovely and they're always willing and ready to support people. So I think that's a good one.
Sure.
Psychiatrists play a role as well. Yeah, psychiatrists play a role very well. And for Coach Sam, as he said, like mental health is a social problem. It's just few of them that that actually are there any inherited mental health crisis? I'm asking you now.
Based on research, they are. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But compared to the social.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, because we see it as a social problem, there are new research based on holistic psychology that the mind can change the brain structure. So even those who are into drug addiction and sex addiction, all manner of addiction, so your mind now can help you change the brain structure. That is the reason why someone may take a bottle like this of alcohol and then be drunk or become addicted. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Why someone would take 10 bottles and yet
you still be
he or she is
strong.
not addicted? Do you understand that? So with new research, they are able to do detox and a lot of things like that. Do you understand? Yeah. So that is a reason why I love the point you made, that there is a need for more awareness so others can now identify the coping mechanism that works for them. Because Sally's coping mechanism may be licking ice cream or seeing a movie.
Food, I love food.
So that may work for you, but it may not work for Oyi, Tiladun, and someone else. Do you understand? Yes, they all can be inherited, but like Dr. Caroline Lee would say, you may be a product of your biology, but you do not have to remain the victim of your biology.
Yeah,
so I think I answered your question.
True. Very true. Someone is saying schizophrenia can be inherited.
Yes.
What do you have to say about that? You think so?
Like I mentioned, in my own school of thought, it may not be general. All mental health issues can be inherited, but they are way forward according to research. And so that is what I think. And that is why we teach about neuroplasticity, how you can change the behavior, replace the old behavior with a new behavior.
Yeah.
So don't worry, one of these days we'll talk about neuroplasticity, and that is what SOBCA have been working on. You need to check
I'm really excited.
Yes, you need to check our new intelligence and mental health. We'll be talking about the mind and God. You just should not miss this.
Yes, you are saying I should check out what?
I should check out for our new modules on mental and emotional health. So we have a lot of new research and things done. And so people will get to know that, okay, that rape is not the end of the world. Do you understand? That you are into drug right now is not the end of the world. Yeah, so we are open to you. We love you the way you are, but we wish you could be better. So that's why we have to check our module and then look for other ways to reach out to more people. And you guys have been doing wonderfully well as well. I saw several pictures even for the kids. They are already reaching out to the generation next.
Oh yeah, we're trying to capture them young and let them know that mental health is very important.
Yes, prevention, they say, is better than cure, you know.
Yes. True. Yeah. I was going
so
to
I've answered all your questions.
Yes. And so I think we've covered us have our own personal responsibility, the role we play in the whole mental health, and the community as well. Enlightenment. I think I've said throughout today is awareness and community. We need to enlighten the community. And the thing is, and not just the young adults, the older ones as well, because they play a vital role in our mental health.
Sally, I'm really thinking about what to do. A good example is this COVID. If you check this COVID, it's everywhere, because I stepped out last week and I saw almost everyone using nose mask. So if we can adopt the same approach, if the government can see the mental health issue just as the way they say physical health crisis, I think we would have more results. What do you think?
Definitely, that's definitely in the corona pandemic. The whole corona left a lot of people depressed.
Yeah.
It had it took a toll on almost everybody, the whole lockdown, the uncertainty, everything, and just being confined to a particular place. It was very massive. And the good news about it is they've included mental health as part of what's it called, procedures or things to consider during pandemic, which is very, very good, because it wasn't part of it before. And I was going to say something else. I kind of forgot that. And do you have any more questions, or I should keep talking?
I think you need to keep talking. Let me add to your point. Let me add to your point. As of 2018 or 19, I don't know why World Health Organization, they projected that by the year 2020, there'll be an increase. You recall, there'll be an increase in depression. We are faced with the reality. People were locked down, or are still locked down in some part of the world.
It's like they envisioned corona coming.
So they are locked down with folks who they are not really into, and we have domestic violence increasing. Increasing.
I think this this pandemic brought out a lot of mental health issues that people were.
It exposed them. We were living with them, so it's just exposed them.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. That's why we need to keep. We need services. We need mental health services here in Nigeria. Though during my masters, I did it. My topic was on. That's actually how I got what's it called, interested in mental health. My dissertation was on mental health, and even though the focus was on self-harm, I still had lots of research on mental health generally. And I piloted a study for the Nottingham City Council, and in the in the questionnaire, some of the question was, if you're going through a mental health crisis, who would you like to talk to, and like where would you like to seek help? So we had options like friends, family, parents, service providers, and all of that. And nobody chose their parent. I think it was only one person that chose they would like to speak to their parents about mental health crisis. Nobody chose friends. Nobody chose any of the options except a service. That's because, and there was a follow-up question, which was why, and it's simple. Because of the stigma, they will prefer to go somewhere that nobody knows them. There's no link to them, where they will be free and they'll just talk and get help and come back to their normal life. So that's why I think having services and people like that here in Nigeria is very, very, very important, because at times you just want to talk to someone and just vent out and tell them what you're going through and get a true what's it called, advice, not judgmental, just real life advice. But then when you do that with families and friends, sentiment gets in between. When the advice at times, you try to say, oh, if I tell her this, will it favor me? There is a lot of things in between it. But when you go to someone, a professional, a service that there is no connection, that here all they want to do is help you truly and genuinely, I think you will get the best help from there. That's what I think you can counter it if you agree with that.
No, it's powerful. It's powerful. That's a very relevant point. Clement, please, can we adopt the old ways of creating mental health awareness by going to the schools rather than depending on the social media? Should I say something first?
Absolutely. Okay, go first.
Okay. Why that is very absolute, like you mentioned, absolutely. Why that is very vital. The social media covers more space and it's less stressful. And I would give a good, let me just give a good example. For example, if you are an influencer with 50K followers upward, you can reach out to 5,000 people. Let's say they come live on Instagram on this kind of conversation for 40 minutes or 55 minutes. The same value they will get online will still be the same they will get going to schools. So the energy you would use to reach out to 5,000 schools, you would have done that online. So what I think is the best approach is to employ both school, online, physical, and traditional and online style of reaching out to people or awareness. So I do not think we should drop one for one. We should pick the two. That is what I think. What do you think as well? Yeah, let's just incorporate the two, really.
Yeah, that's actually true, because for us, we actually plan on going to schools, especially secondary schools. It was part of the plan for this year before Nobu Corona came in. And because I feel as much as we can get across to people more online, it has a different vibe, a different feel when you see someone face to face and talk to them. Yeah. And also, not everyone is online as well. So there are audience that we need to cover offline. So I agree with your point completely. We need to incorporate the two so we can get across to as much people as we can. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, because I prefer online to physical.
Really?
Do you understand?
I prefer physical,
and someone else. What?
I prefer physical. I prefer to meet people one-on-one and interact with them and actually, know what's happening. Because when you're online, a lot of things won't come up.
May distract you. So it depends on the individual. So let's just incorporate the two.
Both of them definitely will work.
Yeah.
And
when you said it's part of communication models, perfect. So both works. Thank you so much for that.
And also our government, the major role we need a robust mental health legislation that will support us Nigerians.
Sally, do you know what I'm thinking?
What?
I think there is a way. Are you here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think there is a way individually we can build this kind of influence that can affect the government. I want to believe that we can be that powerful. I know there are some campaigns that have been done, not in this country anyway, that the government pays attention to outside the globe, outside Nigeria rather. So I want to believe we also, or probably we rise up to that opportunity and not just neglect. Okay, some people should be the one leading, why some should just be there. Do you understand? So I want to believe why I am patriotic. I love my country loves me. I also think I can also do something even for folks who are not in my country. And if we are able to build influence, the government one day, by the grace of God, will listen to us.
And I think we can build that influence. It's a process. First of all, the personal response. If you are mentally aware, you know the importance of it, and you know it is your human rights and all of that, then you accept that, you know that, and you can stand confidently any day, anytime to talk about it. And the community stop to stigmatize us. Okay, the community is more welcoming. They are more accepting to the mental health. Then with that, when the effort, when you have the personal effort, the community effort, I think automatically the government
won't have choice.
We'll key in, because then they know, okay, we know we want it. Yes, this is this. We are going to protect. We are going to ask for it. Do this, and people are actually all about mental health. I think then the government will listen to us. But at this stage, when individuals, most people don't even know what mental health is. They don't consider it as a problem or as something that they need to take care of. The government will like, oh, we have other problems more than the mental health. We need to create jobs for people, but we need to do this. We need to do this. They won't listen. So I feel we need to work on personal, what's it called? Our own self first. Then we go to the community, and from there, and the NGOs as well can also help facilitate that. We have lots. There are plenty of them that are out there. The community, then the government will start to like, okay, what are these people saying? What is it all about? Then we can go forward from there. That's what I think.
Powerful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sally. This is awesome. So if you're out there, please start telling your friends, people around you, your community, that there is a need for advocacy and awareness. Please share the light more, and then inform everyone around you. Post it on Instagram, reach out to your community, and then before you know it, we'll reach out to the world. Thank you so much, Sally. Do you still have anything to tell us?
Thank you so much for having me. If you want me to talk from now till till the end of the day, I can. It's something like mental health is a very interesting topic.
It's life to you.
If we understand it, it's very broad. Like I can't think of something in this life that is not related to our mental health. Even the way you eat, everything. Mental health it's very important. It can never be overemphasized, man. And also we need to also reach out to the older generations about mental health, because them themselves are struggling with it. So we need to break that chain. We need to break it. We need to change the narrative. We need to be like, okay, I'm a believer, I have much faith, very faith, but then we need to we need to be able to say, oh, this is a mental health problem. It is not my village people that are following me. I need to see a mental health professional, not to go and see why are you laughing? Not to go and see herbalist or something. Because the thing is, why my own
personal opinion, also facing mental health crisis.
You can, because I feel why they so much believe in these spiritual herbalist things, because just talking about your problem alone to someone that just listens to you, it's halfway. Yeah, it's progress. So when you now go to a herbalist, a malam, or a pastor, then you're like, oh, I trust this person. You now tell the person everything that you've never shared with somebody. You tell the person, and you can see that the person is willing to help you. That alone have solved your problem. Yeah.
So that's why you call them local doctors.